was the quiet girl in high school until one teacher changed everything with a single note. In high school, I was clinically invisible, not the cool kind of quiet, the pathologically shy kind, the girl who'd rather fail a presentation than speak in front of class, the one teachers forgot to call on and students forgot to include. By senior year, I'd perfected the art of existing without being noticed. I hadn't voluntarily spoken in class since freshman year. My yearbook was filled with genericave of great summer messages from people who couldn't remember if we'd ever talked. Then came Miss Rivera's inner rake, English class, and the assignment that broke me, weekly poetry readings, in front of everyone. When she announced it, I physically couldn't breathe. My anxiety wasn't just psychological. It was a physical force crushing my chest. After class, I waited until everyone left, then approached her desk with a note requesting alternative assignments. She read it, looked at me for what felt like forever, then said something I'll never forget. Your silence isn't protecting you, it's imprisoning you. I started crying right there. 17 years of bottled up fear just spilled out. Instead of excusing me from the readings, she offered a compromise. I could record my first poem and play it for the class while sitting in the back with the lights dimmed. Each week after I'd move one row forward until eventually performing live from the front. My first recording was a disaster, voice shaking, 2 panic attacks during recording. But when it played in class, something unexpected happened. A boy named Jason raised his hand and said that was beautiful. Who wrote that? It was the first time anyone had ever responded to my words. The next week I recorded again but moved one row forward as promised. By week 5 I was in the middle of the classroom, still playing recordings but making eye contact with classmates as they listened. Week 8. I stood at the front and pressed play on my final recording. Halfway through, I reached over and stopped the player. My classmates looked confused. I want to finish this one myself, I said, my voice barely audible. Then I spoke my poem aloud for the first time. When I finished, there was silence. Then applause, not polite applause. Real enthusiastic clapping. Jason even stood up. At graduation, Miss Rivera handed me a note with my diploma. It read, "Your voice has always been powerful. Now the world gets to hear it too. I am now a speech therapist for children with anxiety disorders. Every time a child speaks their first sentence without fear, I think of Miss Rivera and that first poem. Sometimes the quietest person in the room has the most to say. They're just waiting for someone to create a safe enough space to say it."